Nameen wants to know, how was it working with your big effect in Wicked?
Oh, it was great. When we first started out on the tour, they wanted to add another effect.
Oh, really?
That was great. Oh, yes. I was supposed to fly in, and this was going to be the first time doing it, because on the Broadway stage, before Elphaba sings No Good Deed, she comes up on the hydraulic elevator from beneath the stage and then just sort of rises up.
Same in London.
We didn't have that luxury, or else we'd be cutting, every single stage that we hit throughout the country. Some theaters were not very open to that choice.
If you're there for 2 weeks, it's not worth it just to put a hole in the stage.
It's really not worth it to put a $40,000 hole in the stage and then refill it once we leave. So they thought about flying in on a broom. So that was going to be a glorious effect that we did throughout rehearsals. And before our very first audience, they decided to run it one more time. And unfortunately, it went horribly wrong.
Oh, dear.
And I wasn't hooked up correctly.
Uh-oh.
And,
And you didn't defy gravity?
I did not. I kind of hung there by one cord in screeching pain, asking to be let down. And as I say, it was a blessing that the audience was not there. And it was also a blessing to know that, this is probably not the safest effect. So it had since been taken out of the show. The effect that, of course, remains and still takes people's breath away is the defying gravity.
Yeah.
And, that one is quite safe. You step on a very small platform, and then you are encased by almost what you would call a mechanical seatbelt.
Right.
It has a false skirt in front of it. So it looks as though I'm standing there, and my skirt drapes over the platform in which Elphaba is standing. And then behind you is this huge hydraulic lift that will lift you into, 12, 14 feet into the air. And that I always felt very safe. I mean, our technical team, very capable, and I would nightly put my life in their hands. And also, because it was run by a computer, if that mechanical seatbelt did not click into place, knowing that regardless if I were to push or kick or lose my balance, those handlebars would not open, then if that wouldn't, click in, I wouldn't go up. And there were 2 or 3 times where, as you would put it, I did not defy gravity, and I had to do my best to be, as theatrical and as mesmerizing as I could standing on the ground. And very funny, the first night that did happen, our ensemble members that run on stage and are supposed to look up to Elphaba screaming at her at the end of Act 1, they didn't quite know what to do when I was standing on the ground. So one by one, they all started just laying on their backs and stomachs to lower themselves.
Yeah.
It was ridiculous.
When I saw the preview show, Idina Menzel did not defy gravity.
Oh, shoot!
Which was a big shame, because I felt sorry for my friend, because I'd seen it in Chicago. But this was his first time seeing it, so he had no idea there was a big effect.
It really is. It's an effect that it takes everybody's breath away. I'm so sorry it didn't happen.
And I told Stephen Schwartz about it a couple of days later, and he said, that's not good.
No, that is not good. And the anthem of the entire piece really doesn't come into full effect because your witch is standing on the ground. Yeah.
And the lighting is gorgeous. The music is gorgeous. You got the counterpoint of the Glinda and
with Glinda singing,
and the chorus. But it's for me, it's one of the best moments in theatre. I think when that happens, it's so powerful.
I agree with you. When we were all rehearsing it in San Francisco before it went to Broadway, we really couldn't envision. Idina was there singing notes in the stratosphere, and you just were blown away by her talent. But we had no idea what that effect was going to look like until we actually went into technical rehearsal, and we just thought, wow, this is truly a defining moment in Broadway theater.
Claire wants to know, what advice could you give to anyone who wants to get into musical theatre? Okay,
Claire, and to anyone who has talent and dreams of getting into this business, first of all, you have to know that it is a business. It's very fulfilling, it's wonderful, and without name dropping, I asked Carol Burnett the same question, and she asked me, is there anything you like to do? And my answer to her was, no, this is it.
Yeah.
This is what I have, this is my life's blood. And she said, all right then, you're in the right business. If anybody loves, animals and is thinking of being a veterinarian, or their parents are saying being a doctor, and you have interest in the medical field, or whatever the case may be, if you have any other interest, I advise you to do that. I truly do. This is a business, and with that business comes tons of sacrifices. You're constantly away from your family and loved ones. This will be the first year in so many years that I'm actually going home and will be able to spend the holidays with my family.
Oh, that's marvelous.
But I can't tell you how many marriages and births of children and birthdays and wedding anniversaries, and I miss them all because you're on the road or you're out of town or you have a performance that night, and it's not as such where you can really take the day off. You know, it becomes a life, just a business, not just a dream. And then if you do feel that this is the only thing that, you know, will fulfill your life, that will keep you going, then work, train, never stop. You know, I still take my vocal lessons. I still am in acting class whenever I'm in one place for long enough. The dancing classes never stop. And, you know, I think there's always room for growth. There's always room to learn more. And, you know, you just got to keep training and working. Dreams don't quite get you there. I mean, they really, if you set your sights on them and you're driven enough and you continue to work, then yes, you will fulfill that dream. But make sure you know that it's going to turn into a lifestyle. It will become your life.
Yeah. Well, you've made it, and congratulations, and you are truly marvelous.